According to a new report from the New York Times, Hunter Biden asked the U.S. Embassy in Italy for help landing the Burisma deal, all while his father was vice president. The report states, quote, after President Biden dropped his re-election bid, his administration released records showing that while he was vice president, his son solicited U.S. government assistance. But back in 2019, then candidate Biden swore he had no idea about his son's business dealings.
I know he was on the board of that company. I've never discussed my business or their business, my sons or daughters. I never discussed a single thing with my son about anything having to do with Ukraine. I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings. I have never discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses, period.
Joe Concha is a Fox News contributor, and he joins us now. Joe, so this is all new information, which is part of the problem. But to simplify, what happened here is Burisma wanted to do business in Tuscany. So Hunter Biden, working for Burisma at the time, contacted the U.S. Embassy in Rome to try and set up a meeting between the president of Tuscany and Burisma executives. So using official government channels for personal business monetary gain. What do you think about that? And also, what do you think about the fact that we are just learning about this now?
Well, remember, Carly, Hunter Biden has as much experience in the energy sector as you do and I do and Todd do, which is basically, I believe, zero. I know Todd passed the bar exam in California, but I don't believe he ever worked for an energy company. So, yeah. We all know, exactly. Thank you for that. So we all have known about this for years. This is vindication. Vindication for the few media outlets, including this one, who have been reporting on this story for years, only to be accused by other alleged news organizations of pushing right-wing propaganda to take down the Bidens. So now that Joe Biden, to answer your question, isn't running for re-election and is therefore expendable by the establishment, other news outlets are magically willing to report that the Biden family is basically as corrupt as the Gambino crime family at this point. The State Department for years has sat on documents clearly showing Hunter Biden tried to use his father's influence to help Burisma in Ukraine, obviously Tuscany that you just talked about. Hunter was hired by a Roman oligarch to avoid the law and protect Joe Biden's political image while he was a useful idiot to the media and to other Democrats. But now that he's basically off the stage, now we can suddenly hear about all this reporting. And again, I ask this question. How is Joe Biden still president of the United States? He does not work. Look at his schedule, all right? He can't run the country for the next 4 years, he tells us, but yet he could still be president for the next 4 years. Today, he has no public events. At 3:15 p.m., he has a quick call scheduled with the president of Panama, you know, because that's crucial at this point, given everything going on in the world. That's the only thing on his schedule, guys. He doesn't receive the intelligence briefing until 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Do our enemies, terrorists, do they sleep in on Wednesdays? Will any media outlet call this out? Where is the outrage, the pointed questions from the White House press corps outside of Peter Doocy and Jackie Heinrich and Edward Lawrence when it comes to this stuff? So, yeah, I mean, all of it's going to come out now, and you got to wonder exactly where it's coming from. You hear about a lot of friction between the Biden camp and the Harris camp, but either way, everybody is vindicated who has reported on this story going all the way back to 2019.
But Joe, there is something else here. Joe Biden is still president. That fact has not changed, despite all the points that you made. So any presidential argument as to why these records needed to be withheld is still in place. So what do you make of the hubris only releasing these records once Joe Biden was no longer running for a campaign? Because a campaign and a presidency are two different things.
That's a very good point. It's the hubris of the defeated. And by the way, I guess a question that we probably should ask at this point, what did Kamala Harris know and when did she know it? Because she would say over and over again, when Joe Biden was actually the Democratic nominee or presumptive, that she was closest to Joe Biden more than anyone else, I guess, outside of Dr. Jill Biden. So what did she know and when did she know it? Who else knew about all of this stuff in the State Department and in the Biden cabinet and administration? So this stench is rancid, and we need to get to the bottom of this completely. But now I guess we're going to see reporting on this. But again, if you're James Comer, who led the impeachment effort against Joe Biden, and we kept hearing, oh, he has no there. There's nothing that shows that Joe Biden is implicated in any way, shape, or form. Well, it shows now that he was. So what happens next? Probably nothing, because our media will simply pretend that this is just really no big deal, and yay, Kamala Harris, and that's about that.
Well, we should point out that the New York Times only received this information after suing the State Department for violating a Freedom of Information Act back in 2021. The State Department finally gave these records having to do with Italy and Burisma and Hunter only after Joe Biden dropped out of the race. And they said, oh, it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, coincidence.
That's their official stance.
Sure. And I know we got to go, guys, but Carly, do you don't think they had any sources telling them this before they actually got the documents? And they sat on it?
Well,
I'm willing to bet they
did sue, so at least they made the effort. Yeah. All right, Joe, understood. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.
All right, guys.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.